When you get stitches, a doctor threads a needle through your wound and pulls it tight to close the skin. As the stitches hold the edges together, the wound becomes inflamed as new cells begin to repair the tissue.
Okay, let's talk about stitches. A lot of us have had them at some point, right? Or we've at least seen them. They are, without a doubt, one of the most common medical procedures out there. But what's really happening when a wound gets stitched up? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain, or, the skin, to see the incredible biology at play. I mean, it's a good question, right? We see the thread, we see how it's holding the skin together from the outside, but the real magic, the actual healing, that's a whole different story happening totally out of sight. So what is going on under there? So everything kicks off with a very straightforward, almost mechanical step. Before your body can start its amazing repair job, someone's got to set the stage. And that's exactly where the doctor comes in, playing a super important role in getting this whole healing journey started. It's really as simple as it looks. The doctor uses a needle and thread to go through both sides of the cut, pulling it just tight enough so the edges of your skin line up perfectly. You can almost think of it like lacing up a shoe. The stitches themselves aren't doing the healing, not at all. Their only job is to create that perfect protected space so your body can do what it does best. Okay, so the skin is held together. Now the main event can begin, and this is the part we just can't see. The second that wound is closed, your body basically declares a state of emergency and unleashes this powerful, totally coordinated, and completely invisible response team. And that very first response is something called inflammation. We usually think of inflammation as a bad thing, like a swollen ankle or something, but here, it's absolutely crucial. That initial swelling is actually a sign that specialized cells are flooding the area. They're like a microscopic cleanup crew, fighting off any germs and clearing out all the damaged stuff to get the site ready for a full rebuild. So once those first responders have secured the area and cleaned it all up, we get to move into the main construction phase. And your body doesn't just, slap a patch on the hole. No way. It actually rebuilds the entire structure from the ground up, creating brand new skin to fill in that gap. So how does this whole construction project start? Well, your body starts sending in the raw materials. First up are connective tissues, and this is the really important one, a powerful protein called collagen. Collagen is like a biological scaffold. It creates this strong, fibrous mesh right across the wound, and that becomes the foundation that everything else is going to be built on top of. Of course, any big construction site needs power and plumbing to work, right? Well, it's the exact same idea for your healing wound. To support all this new growth, your body starts building this delicate little network of tiny new blood vessels. These are the supply lines, delivering all the oxygen and nutrients that new skin needs to grow and to keep the whole project moving along. And, it's really important to remember that this whole complex process doesn't just happen overnight. It kind of follows a general timeline. That first week, that's all about the inflammation, the emergency cleanup crew. The second week is where the heavy-duty rebuilding happens with that collagen scaffold. And then, from week 3 on, the focus shifts to making that new tissue stronger and more resilient. Finally, after several weeks of all this incredible work happening inside your body, the construction project wraps up. The gap is officially bridged. The new tissue is strong, and that temporary support system, the stitches, well, they just aren't needed anymore. And this is the beautiful result of all that work. You go from having a wound that's physically held together by a thread to having a fully healed layer of skin that's strong enough to hold itself together. Your body has successfully rebuilt its own barrier. Mission accomplished. The stitches can finally come out. I mean, when you really stop and think about it, it's just an amazing process of self-repair that happens without us even giving it a second thought. The stitches are really just a temporary helper for this incredibly powerful system we all have. It really makes you wonder, what other healing secrets is our body hiding right there in plain sight?